Oh no.
Good evening. This is the Nickie V. Smith Show. How's everybody doing? I really pray that you've had a wonderful, safe Easter holiday and birthdays and whatever else you're celebrating, that you had a wonderful time doing it and that you were safe doing it. Tonight we have a special show. You see my beautiful cousin Risa Wheat is with me. Hi, Risa. Hey, baby.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello there.
Love you dearly, baby. Here's your kiss. Mwah.
Love you too. Kiss you
And we
back.
have a special guest, Miss Amanda Niqole. Let's give her a hand.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to the Nickie B. Smith Show, Amanda. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on. I'm excited about Amanda audience because Amanda is a young, beautiful, black producer
Yes.
and director
Oh,
Yes.
in the film industry. She's a rising star, and
Yes.
she's here on the Nickie B. Smith Show. Ah! So she is. I'm gonna turn it over and ask you a bunch of questions and let Risa ask. But before that, I gotta finish bragging about my guest tonight, you guys. Um, this young lady is breaking into the film industry and kicking the hinges off the door. You hear me? I'm telling you, she kicking the hinges off the door. Reese, she come out the gate and went straight to off Broadway with Colorblind,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
one block away from Hamilton. Hamilton is a long running play that's been in New York for 100 years at least. You know, and they one block from them and they held their own. Colorblind. Now they are getting ready to travel to get back on tour. They originated in LA. They've gone to New York. And now they were on off Broadway in New York. Now we want to get them on Broadway in New York.
Oh.
Okay. Now you know I love it when my guests come on, and I love when they're outstanding. So we're gonna let her talk some because if you don't, I'm gonna take control and just keep rolling. They know I'll keep going. But before we do that, we want to just say thank you to the audience and to everybody that's tuning in. We know that you have other things you could be doing, but you are supporting our growth, and we thank you for it. Now, Amanda,
Yes.
tell me about your journey. Well, let's start with education. How about that?
Okay.
How you where you attended school and where you are expecting to go, how high, what you want.
All right. Well, I'm originally from Chicago
Mhm.
and I went to film school at Columbia College in Chicago.
Okay.
And I initially wanted to go to be a video editor. And even after graduating, I moved to New York to do just that. And I started off in editorial, and then I quickly discovered through like editorial and visual effects and audio, like I am more on the producer end of things. So I decided to, still sort of dabble in editing amongst like myself and friends and whatnot. But I went the producer route. And so for years, I had learned how to produce and I had learned sort of like the ins and outs of that, which was really great knowledge to learn because so many things happen in creating things, whether it's on stage or in film, and I got a chance to learn all of that within like pre-production, production, even post-production, which is like was more so like my specialty. And then I just said, why not just go the director route? Like I always felt, even in college, that editors would make the best directors,
I
just
agree.
because, we see all of the things like when it's finished. So, after you see what people have done over and over and over again, you sort of know how to cut things down. And as a director, you're looking for the shots, you're looking for all of these things while you're trying to tell a story. So I was like, well, it's kind of like my natural progression. And funny thing is, like, I initially wanted to go to Columbia for theater.
Oh,
Um, that was like my big thing. I was in a play in high school my senior year, and then was at two plays at the DuSable Museum in Chicago, and I was gonna do that. But true to form, with parents wanting to want the best for their kids, like, I heard, well, what are you going to do for a job? And so again, as well-meaning as it was, sometimes it kind of kills the creative dream a little bit. And
Mhm.
so I was like, oh, you're right, like maybe I should go into, like, interior design. That's like a nice safe job. But as my freshman year was approaching, I was like, I don't really want to do that. So that's why I settled on film, because not even settled, film is such a broad spectrum of things. You can do whatever you want. So
mm,
if I wanted to do build sets, I could build sets. If I wanted to be in front of the camera, I can take some acting classes and be in front of the camera, which I did in college. So all of my education, all of these things, and working in, post production, and then deciding to be a director, I was like, all right, well, theater, I had this opportunity to do this play off Broadway, and that was like my first theater job. So,
Mhm.
hi mom, I know you didn't want me to major in theater in college, but my first theater job was off Broadway. So what you gotta say now?
Yeah.
Um, because like, my thing is, if you have dreams, yeah, there are steps to take them, but when you just sort of like dive head first into it, things happen. So I was super proud of myself. It turned out fantastic. We were off Broadway for 8 weeks. One of the few shows post pandemic that, stayed open that long without any issue whatsoever. Like, we had shows that started after us and ended before us because of low attendance, because of, people just not being ready to be back in theaters yet.
Mhm.
And we were one of the few shows, if not the most successful off Broadway show at the time, to just open and close. We chose our own end date, which was amazing because a lot of shows did not. And I'm very proud of that. And, doing directing theater, yes, I'm going to do more theater. And then I also directed my first short film in the same year.
Okay.
And it
okay,
was an action film, funny enough. And I'm
okay.
so excited for it. And, because people look at me and they know me, they're like, oh, your first film must be this beautiful, dramatic, everything. I'm like, it's it's a really fun action film because I grew up in the time of like Big Willie Weekend, and I miss action movies that were fun, that also tell a good story.
Hmm.
I'm here for it, and it's coming out this summer. It's called Till Death Do Us Part, and I can't wait for the world to see it. It's so fun. So
Well,
that's
we can't wait for you to get it out there, girl. We
thank you.
are sitting on pins and needles. What were you saying, Reese? Go ahead.
Uh, I'm so fascinated with everything you said, and congratulations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. It really really is all that you have accomplished already, and you're young. You can continue and do it all. Um, I wanted to ask, so as you stepped into this director role, is it hard for you to, tell somebody what you need them to do? Is it hard for you to pull it out of them, or did you find that was easy to do?
I guess it depends on the person. Like, I feel like I'm very in tune with people and their emotions. And
Hmm.
I really do feel like I am really good at connecting with people on an emotional level, figuring out where they can draw whatever emotion they need from. It is more difficult to do in a short period of time, but when
Sure.
you get the time to spend with an actor, um, it's really like about getting to know the person and wanting to figure out like, well, what do you see in this character? Like, let's talk about it. And some of the minute details that you can think about that don't have anything to do with the story can give someone some insight on how they would approach certain lines in certain situations. Up to like, well, like, what did you do this morning? As I'm talking to someone in character. What did you do this morning? What did you eat this morning? Like, did you talk to any friends or family today? Like, what did you talk about? Like, a
Hmm.
lot of stuff like that,
Hmm.
can give someone some perspective on a later scene with a different person, friend, whatever, and, drawing from that experience on how they approach this with their, fake day. It can impact, because, like sometimes the stuff that goes on early in the day for us can affect us throughout the rest of our day.
That's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, those like little things like that are really important, and it helps with getting that type of emotion out of people for scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What is it that you do different? You hope to do different that's going to make you stand out, make you all that you can be. What do you hope to for that to be?
Well, me, the person, I consider myself not just a producer or director, I consider myself an artist.
Okay.
And that is a very broad term, but that's because I'm into a lot of different things. And
Hmm.
and those things translate across to the art that I put out. For example, during the pandemic, I taught myself how to DJ. I DJ. I'm learning how to play the guitar right now. I still edit on occasion.
Hmm.
I write. I do all of these different things. And I love a good like, paint and sip. I love painting, like all of these things. And that translates across. But in terms of my art as a whole, like when I'm long gone years from now, away from this place, and I'm, beyond, I don't want to just be a one note filmmaker or an
Hmm.
artist.
Hmm.
I came off the gate with an action film. I've done colorblind. I can do drama. I can do action. Um, I do feel like, we as Black people are more than just, drug movies and shows, slave movies and shows, oppression, all.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I want to be like, I want to see Black people in space. I want to see, a Black person skateboarding, on the moon. You're like, something random. Like, I think that, we can do a lot of fun, entertaining things, and we
Yeah.
don't have to just stick to one lane. So, me coming out the gate with the action film was like, hey, I know I'm a Black woman, and statistically speaking, I know I can do something dramatic, which I can, but I'm just gonna like put this out here because I don't want to just be known as someone who does drama. I want to be known as someone who just tells really good stories that are fun or that are, emotional or all of these things. I am multifaceted. Like that is me.
That is the definition of an artist.
Yes.
That is the true definition of an artist in my eyesight. You have to be able to have multi personalities to offer to a public. If everything is one way, it gets real boring real fast.
Yeah.
And I know that myself as an artist because I am an artist as well, and I am a uh, writer. I write lyrics sometimes for songs. I write manuscripts. I must have about 7 of them ready to hit the market. And they are all different in their own way. They are like individual people. So I can relate to what you're saying. You
Yeah.
need to be broad. You need to be, every time you hit that gate, you want to hold their attention. You want them coming from back here, sitting back, to right here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
what you doing?
I
See?
want someone to ask me what I'm doing next and just be like, I don't know what she's gonna do, so let's just see.
Yeah,
So
Uh-huh.
yes,
people
absolutely.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, so we know that this industry is not necessarily kind to women,
Yes.
uh, Black women in particular. being the director producer.
Yes.
Have you had major struggles with that? Have you had obstacles? Because
I
the way you speak, it sounds like you just have accomplished all of this, and I know you've had some struggles, or I assume you've had some struggles. So,
Listen, I'm still like, I still am having trouble trying to find funding for projects. And this is
uh-huh.
like across the board. Like, I funded the short film. Like, my business partner funded, the play that we did.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, that all came out of pocket. So
Hmm.
moving forward, like, we're not trying to do that anymore. And trying to find funding is one of the most difficult things that
Hmm.
anyone can do in this industry, whether you're doing film or theater or any of these
Hmm.
things. So that is like the biggest obstacle. And then honestly, just being taken seriously because I'm a woman and I'm a Black woman.
Hmm.
So, but I'm very serious. I'm very serious. But as goofy as I am. But being taken seriously on a business level because, especially when you're a woman, especially when
Hmm.
you're a Black woman, it's like,
Hmm.
well, there is oh, well, let me show you how it's done. It's like, no, 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 I know how it's done. If I have questions, I'm going to ask you.
Hmm.
And being firm in that because, I am the type of person that used to give people the benefit of the doubt when like how they approach me, how all of these things, because I'm like, I don't know what their day was like. I don't know. But at some point in time, you just have to put your foot down and be like, listen, this is what it is and this is what it isn't. And they have to respect that. One of the best things that happened or that I felt on set of the film is that I didn't have to be stern because I just took care of business because I knew what I was doing, even though that
Hmm.
was my first time directing. Nobody knew that was my first time directing. They didn't know until we wrapped. And, I love like my AD, my assistant director, he pulled me to the side and was like, you are really talented. And if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have guessed that this was your first directing film ever. You did such a great job. And honestly, it was one of like the most well-produced things that I've like gone to in terms of like being on set because every day was wrapped on time, if not early, except for the last day that ended up being like 30 minutes over.
Hmm.
And that was it. You just have to roll with the punches. You have to do all these things. And you also, like, people have to be able to trust you in what you're doing. And everyone on that set looked to me for guidance. They felt that I knew what I was doing. And I didn't have to be a jerk about it. So I can be if you want me to be, but but you don't have to be. Like I don't think you have to be like that in order to get respect from someone.
Well, what you say, I can be
I
about
can be, but I don't want to be. Like that's not me. That's not me.
right, right. We understand. You have to be able to delegate. You have to be able to lead, and you have
Yeah.
to learn to follow also,
Yes.
depending on who you following. Now,
And I will say, you said a great word, delegate. That is a huge thing because I'm so used to doing everything myself.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
you know how you've seen people like clean some, you're like, you know what, let me just clean that myself. Because, like I hired people who were talented that I knew that I could trust. So like my DP, who was phenomenal. I was like, hey, I hired you because I heard good things about you. We've had great conversations. So I trust your vision. Like you know what my vision is, but I trust your vision too because I wouldn't have hired you if I didn't. And
mhm.
you have to trust people to do the jobs that they're hired to do. And that's what also makes a great set. And that's really important overall.
Well, I tell you what,
Yeah.
to come out the gate, kick the hinges off the door, and to go off Broadway for 8 weeks, first time out the gate, I bet your family is very proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure they're very proud of you as we are here on the Nickie B. Smith Show. We welcome the world's opinions. Y'all can write in. You can
Yeah.
and make statements on it. You can, if you want to send us information and try to contact Miss Amanda, we we will take the information ourselves. There's no going directly to her. We'll take the information. We'll make sure she's safe and covered. Yes. And then we make sure we send the information to her. That is what you get by watching the Nickie V. Smith Show. You get the special perks. And this is a special show today. This has not been aired anywhere. Nobody has this particular setting right here. And you heard it first on the Nickie V. Smith Show. Amanda Niqole. And the play that is traveling through the United States right now is Colorblind.
Yes.
And if you're in the southern areas, Atlanta, look out, baby. Because here they come.
ATL, yes.
Here they come.
So excited.
Yes. We got a few more minutes, but guys, okay, so tell us about Atlanta and let us know something there.
All right. So Colorblind was entered and got into the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. So even though it's the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, it's in Macon, Georgia. And so excited. We are putting together a little different cast for this particular performance, but they are amazing, phenomenal. I'm so excited for everyone to see this. It is Labor Day weekend, and we are specifically going on September 2nd. I don't know what time yet, but we will definitely have more information as it becomes available to us. And yeah, that's literally it. We are working hard. And after Atlanta, we're trying to see where we can come. So if anybody out there knows where we can bring Colorblind, let me know, because we will take it there.
We want to bring it back to LA. After Atlanta, we want some LA time again.
Okay, so we'll bring it back to LA, but
I'm putting that out there.
I also feel like LA wants something a little bit different.
Yeah.
That might happen.
Okay.
Teasing us. We want it all. How's that?
I mean, listen, anything new and out the gate is probably going to end up hitting LA first, Los Angeles, California, because it's important. This is where we are. And, you know, if you all love it, I know the world is going to love it. So I'm here for it.
That's right. Baby, this is about growth. When you watch the Nickie V. Smith Show, we talk about growth. We don't talk too much about a whole bunch of sadness. Now, we do know that there are our sexual abuse survivors out there. We are certainly not leaving you out. We are working on many plans for helping coaching, one-on-ones, group coaching, and public speaking. So we are never going to forget you, because that's why I started the Nickie V. Smith Show after the book came out. Thank you, Reese. That is the book that is available, and it is at Amazon.com. Please get that book. Self-heal yourself. Get started on it. Don't you think you're worthy? You have to have attitude. You have to have confidence. And you got to say, I deserve to win. That is the book. And in the book, I share 5 steps that I use to help me during my time. And I am a hashtag me too. But let me tell you, I beat that. Do I have triggers? Yeah. Are you going to fail sometime and have some triggers? Yes. That's life. But get up. Wipe yourself off. You know how I do it.
Again.
Get off, baby. And come on. Let's go forward. Because that's what life is about with me. Living it to its fullest. This young lady came on the show. She is living it to her fullest advantages and over. She has no funds. So any of you all out there that are donating, please think about donating to this young lady as she go across the United States, helping people enjoy life. through film, through plays, through life itself. And my wonderful cousin Risa, baby, I couldn't make it without you. I'm just gonna be straight, and they know it. They know it. I keep it real on the Nickie B. Smith show.
Nickie,
Hey,
you are a mess. You
say,
are a mess.
you
We
got
have
it?
fun on here.
Okay. All right. Y'all, we got a few more minutes. Well, we got a few more. And so anybody want to say anything? Take over.
Let's
No,
think about some funding.
I was like, let's think about some money. Even if you don't have money yourself, somebody you know has money.
That's right.
Or someone you know has all of the things. So it's not about what you have, it's about who you know a lot of the times. And we're all like one person away from, achieving the next level in life. And a lot of times I will say this, plans fail all the time. It's really what you do when they fail that really matters. And that's not even just in career, that's in life too.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to, because everything that I've talked about today, I made it seem easy, fun, breezy, whatever. I have had so many downs and the ups, and for an extended period of time, ups and downs, up and down. So none of this is glamorous. The film industry, theater, anything creative is not for the faint of heart. Like it's fun, it seems glamorous, it's all of these things. But if that's what you really want to do, it doesn't matter what the lows are, you're going to keep creating. And that is me as an artist. So, for anyone out there who I guess is questioning whether or not they want to do this, you just have to think about, well, what would you do if you were at your lowest point and you didn't have that? Would you still want to do it? Or would you still create if it never brought you any money? Doing it for money, you're never really going to get anywhere unless you're lucky. It's doing it for the love is where, you move forward, and it starts from within. When you know you're happy, everyone sees it around you and everyone wants to be, everyone wants you to create, like keep creating, keep creating. So I think that's me. Like at the end of the day, I have my ups and downs, but even when I'm down, I still want this. And I think that's really important. But no downs here though, because I'm still alive. I'm still here to see another day, and I'm still able-bodied enough to create. And I'm very thankful for that.
Amen. Amen. Let me say something to the audience and to everybody. Life is going to fail you. You're going to fail a lot. But you show me your character when you fall. Show me your character. That's what should come out. You're going to fail, and then you should get yourself up, and you should have learned something from that failure that you can take over and try when you start again. Now, it's easy to have a smiling face when everything's going good. But you show me your character when things are not going good. See, you rise. You bring yourself up. You take your shoulders back, baby. You have your shoulders back, your neck long, and you know who you are. And you take a stand. And when you take that stand, you be willing to defend that stand. Because let me tell you something, the enemy will come. It's in the Bible. And I'm not a Bible person that's going to be preaching religion. I don't preach religion. But I believe in God. And you believe in anything you want to, whether it's Buddha, Hare Krishna, Allah, I don't care. But reach for your higher power and keep moving forward. Okay? Because you're going to fail. And if you don't fail ever in life, then you don't have no testimony. You don't know nothing, and you're not going to grow if you don't put the work in. like Amanda said. You put the work in, whether you get the money or not, you keep going. The money will come eventually. But if you don't put the work in, you won't get it. Simple as that. I'm not going to color it pretty for you. I'm going to tell you like it is. We got 6 minutes. Risa, you got anything you need to say? Because I need to bid them goodbye with my special goodbye now. I'm not rushing you, baby, but you got 5 minutes.
I just wanted to ask Amanda one more thing.
Yeah.
I heard everything in there. I didn't hear singing. Do you sing by any chance as
I
part of
mean,
your artistry?
I just was in a whole karaoke league for a while, so you know. I mean, like I wouldn't say that I am record ready, but I have been known to have a note or two,
You go,
or
girl.
five,
Come
six,
on, hit
seven,
us
eight.
a
You
note
know.
right quick. Come on, girl, hit us a note. We'll get high
Oh,
out there.
nope.
That's not how it happened today.
Not today. Nope.
Okay, we'll get it another time then.
Yes.
It's nothing like me being on my show. I'll put you on the spot in the heart. But you know what? I keep it real. I keep it real.
You do.
Let
You
me
do.
tell you, folks, you always need to be that wolf climbing that hill. Always be that wolf climbing that hill. Don't settle. See, the wolf on top of the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing that hill. See, and when you get to the top, go back and start another. Come on up. Be that wolf. I'm always going to be that wolf climbing that hill. And I'm never going to quit. So I encourage you to be the best you could ever be in life. And don't beat yourself up for falling down. Just get up. Get up. Les Brown says, if you can look up, you can get up. Okay, this is the Nickie V. Smith Show. Thank you for attending today. Now, you know my motto. You keep living your life strong with courage, confidence, and faith. And we'll see you the next time. Thanks again. Y'all, let's give them a kiss. Amanda, thank you so much for being on the show. We have had a wonderful time with you. Risa, thank you, baby. I love you dearly. Y'all, let's kiss them off. Come on.
Love
Mwah.
you too.
Thank you, audience. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.